Welcome to Concrete Block, the podcast where we break down the latest news and current events from around the world. I'm your host, Walter. Today, we're diving into a complex web of international relations, trade agreements, and global conflicts. We start with the European Union's efforts to strengthen its ties with Africa, as EU foreign and trade ministers gather in Yaoundé, Cameroon, for a World Trade Organization Congress. This move comes amidst attempts by the EU to counter unilateral trade tariffs imposed by the US and to bolster its presence on the continent. Meanwhile, EU Foreign Affairs Chief Kaja Kallas is set to visit Nigeria and Ghana, signing a security and defense partnership with the latter. This development takes place against the backdrop of a tumultuous global landscape marked by the ongoing war in the Middle East and the recent failed Ukraine summit. The EU's outreach to Africa also follows a series of coups in Western Africa, which have been fueled by Russian propaganda and anti-colonial sentiment, leading to the withdrawal of French-led military forces from the region. As the EU navigates these challenging geopolitical waters, its foreign ministers will have the opportunity to engage in face-to-face talks with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio at a G7 ministerial meeting in France. This encounter will undoubtedly be closely watched, given the current state of transatlantic relations and the ongoing tensions between the EU and the US. As we delve deeper into these stories and their implications, it's essential to consider the multifaceted nature of international relations and the various factors at play. From trade agreements and security partnerships to global conflicts and diplomatic efforts, the world is a complex and interconnected place. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into the world of French politics, where a significant mayoral election has taken place in Paris. Emmanuel Grégoire, representing a united grouping of socialists, Greens, and other center-left parties, has secured a fifth consecutive term for the socialists in the city. This victory comes amidst a backdrop of challenges, including a serious crisis involving alleged sexual abuse and rape of young children in state nursery schools and primary schools. Grégoire's campaign focused on change and positioning Paris as a place of resistance against the rise of what he termed Trumpian politics in France. He has promised a total transformation of the system overseeing school monitors who have been at the center of the abuse allegations. This includes changing recruitment processes, contracts, and launching a citizens' consultation. The new mayor also aims to tackle social housing shortages, tourist rentals, homelessness, and environmental issues such as air pollution and soaring summer temperatures. He has pledged to make Paris more pedestrian-friendly by turning boulevards into public gardens and pedestrianizing streets. It's worth noting that the far-right candidate Sarah Nafo from the Reconquest Party secured over 10% of the vote in the first round, a historic high for the far-right in the city. However, she withdrew from the final round to support another candidate. Grégoire's victory speech emphasized the left's win as a clear rejection of racism and anti-Semitism, stating that Paris will never be a city of the far-right. As the city moves forward under new leadership, it will be crucial to monitor how these promises are kept and how Paris navigates its current challenges. The situation in Paris reflects broader trends in European politics, where cities are increasingly becoming battlegrounds for ideological debates and governance models. It will be interesting to see how Grégoire's administration addresses the complex issues at hand and whether his vision for a more inclusive and environmentally conscious city can be realized. Welcome back to the Concrete Block. We're closing out today's show with a look at the escalating conflict in the Middle East. The situation is becoming increasingly dire, with reports of widespread destruction and loss of life. The United States, Israel, and Iran are all involved, and the international community is watching with bated breath. According to recent reports, Israel has launched new attacks on Tehran, targeting infrastructure and military facilities. Iran has vowed to retaliate, threatening to hit power plants and other critical infrastructure in the region. The U.S. has also been involved, with Central Command Chief Admiral Brad Cooper stating that the goal is to eliminate Iran's ability to rebuild its military. The conflict has already had far-reaching consequences, with oil prices skyrocketing and global trade disrupted. The United Nations has warned of a ripple effect, with exponential price hikes in oil, fuel, and gas affecting millions of people, particularly in developing countries. It's a complex and multifaceted situation, with no easy solutions. We urge all parties involved to seek a peaceful resolution and avoid further escalation. The humanitarian cost of this conflict is already too high, and it's essential that we prioritize the safety and well-being of civilians. As we wrap up today's show, we want to emphasize the importance of staying informed about global events. It's crucial that we understand the complexities of international conflicts and their impact on our world. We'll continue to follow this story and provide updates as more information becomes available. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.